Welcome back to Serena's Playbook, the place where we improve our strategic thinking for our personal and professional lives. A bit about me a bit later, but let's get straight into this video, why planning is so important. And believe me, I have not always been a planner. I've had to do it in sort of my professional life for 20 plus years, but whenever I've been left to my own devices as a creative, as somebody sort of calling my own shots, I've fallen into the trap of not being sort of structured enough, and then things have basically fallen to. So that's why this video is so important, because I've actually learned how to balance that sort of tendency of mine to want to just sort of create, go with the flow, but then so many challenges and experiences from my life have taught me the power in planning, the need for it, even if it's a really loose plan. And what inspired this video on Friday is because it's about to be Easter holidays here for us in the UK, and it's sort of most regions, well, some regions in the UK, the kids are off school, so they have like a 2-week Easter break. So a lot of us working parents, if you're a single working parent like me, then you know you're going to need a plan to get through the 2 weeks. In my case, my kid's going to be off for at least 2 something weeks. So I've got to balance work, I've got to sort of balance study, I've got to balance content creation, then obviously be a parent, and I want to do a bit of DIY. So planning is basically the sail on the ship that if I didn't have up on my little ship, then I would just be without direction. Let's get into this. Number one, chaos versus control. Oh, the creative in me loves the chaos. So planning does reduce stress. It absolutely does. We know this because leaving things to chance invites surprises. And if you've got stuff that you need to achieve, you don't really want to have too many surprises. As a creative, I absolutely love the spontaneous, but there's plenty spontaneity in life as a business person, as a parent, living in the society we're in. So I'm quite happy to not have so much spontaneity. So leaving things to chance can create a mess of unpredictability, missed appointments, forgotten tasks. Even if you have a list, you just sort of ignore it. So planning can bring the calm, and it lets you steer your day. You see, I'm already feeling it. It lets you steer your day instead of scrambling to keep up. Next, 2, time is finite. Yes, again, I'm going to be balancing all of this with the creative in me who's all about sort of time is just eternal. Okay, but time is finite because you've got to prioritize your tasks or you will waste opportunities. You've got 24 hours. Not the same 24 hours as other people. I know people say that, but come on, you've got 24 hours. They're not the same as everyone. They're your 24 hours. So without a plan, without the plan, time can slip through your fingers on trivial stuff. Before you know, you've been scrolling. Before you know, you've lectured somebody for like half an hour, wasted all your words and your energy. Planning ensures that what matters gets done, not just what's loudest taking up your attention, your energy, your immediate sort of need for problem solving. I've got my 3 fixed things I absolutely have to get done over the coming 2 to 3 weeks, and I've got 3 flexies. Anything else that happens is okay, fine, bonus. But my 3 fixed and my 3 flexies are there. They're written down. What are yours? I'll talk about mine at the very end. Let's get on to number 3. Are you ready? Success doesn't just stumble in. Goals need a roadmap. I've learned this so much. I have experienced more wins in the last 3 months since I've become much more focused and quite not pedantic about planning, but keen on planning. Big wins don't happen by accident. There's sort of serendipitous things that take place, but honestly, you're chipping away at something, you're building it, and weeks will go by, and you're like, wow, I actually got here. And it's absolutely right. Time flies. Look, it's nearly May, or are we in May? No, it's nearly May. We're already headed into summer of 2025. Okay, so whether your success is a promotion or even a personal dream, planning breaks it down into the steps that you can actually tackle, not just wish for. So break down what you can manage, what you can do, not just the things that, oh, I would like this to happen, I would like that to happen. You've got to break down what you can do. Let's get on to the next one. Personal wins. Are we on number 4? Personal wins. Planned mornings spark productive days. I absolutely adore my morning routine. Yoga first, hydration, coffee, a bit of breakfast, some writing, some looking ahead to the day, getting myself ready, getting myself in the zone. Might try and record something to batch record, but that's if it's all happens before 8 a.m. because then I've got to start my 9 to 5, and I'm also shepherding my teenager out the door. So planned mornings will spark productive days. A quick plan the night before even can help you, so try that. Whether it's exercise or coffee or any key task that you're going to tackle first thing in the morning, it will set a tone of purpose, because you need that sort of mindset of purpose, quite intentional purpose. So you're not going to react, although you might have to do that as part of your life or your job, but you want to own the day from the start, okay? I'm not talking about putting your face, plunging it in a bowl of ice either. Let's get on to the next one. Professional edge. Deadlines met, trust earned. So if you meet the deadlines, if you deliver, if you demonstrate that you can do what you say you're going to do, you earn the trust and the belief, and also some sort of confidence in yourself. Your colleagues and your clients will notice when you deliver on time. Planning your work week means there'll be no last minute panic, just steady progress that builds your rep. Okay, we need that good rep. We need to be able to demonstrate all that we are doing, that we can do. Do not overpromise, please, and then underdeliver. It's the worst. Ugh, the idea of it just sort of makes me suddenly quite anxious. Next one. Uncertainty kills momentum. Yes, because when you're in the flow and you kind of got your momentum and you're kind of catching the wave, yes, some unexpected serendipitous stuff happens, but really you still want to know where you're going, because I feel planning keeps you moving. Winging it can just kind of stall you. Like, what's next? Who knows? So a plan keeps your focus sharp, and that's what you need, that sharp edge, and your energy will continue to be flowing toward what's ahead. Next, small steps, big results. This is that sort of chipping away that I was talking about. Consistency beats luck. Random effort gets random outcomes. Yeah, you can randomly do stuff and then it's like, oh, randomly I kind of realize I'm good at this or I'm better at this. It's a bit random though, it's not consistent. You can't guarantee that it's going to happen in the next moment. So planning turns your daily habits, like 30 minutes of learning. I've got 2 study sessions I have to sort of do twice a day. So 2 study sessions every day, no matter how long they are. It keeps me sort of in the sort of postgraduate part-time study zone. So by making sure that you have like a habit of doing like 30 minutes of learning, it can get you your sort of skills, it can get you achievements that you want, and they stack up over the time. It's that thing called habit stacking, right? Next one, regret or relief. The choice is yours with a plan. So look back on your day and think, oh, I should have, or would you prefer, I'm glad I did? I actually said this to my team this morning. Would you be proud? Would your future self be proud of yourself today? would you be glad that you did that thing? So planning will swap your guilt for satisfaction by keeping you on track with what you value. That 10 to 15 minutes I spend every day doing sort of a guitar practice or a keyboard learning, as in my piano, immediately after my morning yoga practice, which is now a habit, sort of a stacked habit. It gives me so much relief. I'm so happy that I'm doing it. I'm glad I did it. We're coming close to the end. Brain loves order. Clarity boosts your confidence. A jumbled mind will breed doubt. Writing down a plan clears the fog. You know this. Like just writing it down, even if it's not perfect. So you will know exactly where you stand with yourself, what you need to do, and also what's possible. I've just done my list for Easter, and I'm like, this is what I absolutely have to be very fixed about. I need to do my 2 study sessions, I need to roll out of bed and do my yoga, and I need to batch record content. What are my sort of flexies? What am I definitely hoping that I do when I can fit it in? Gosh, what were they? I've put them on the wall over there. So just having that clarity makes me feel a lot more confident about how I'm going to approach 2.5 weeks of Easter. Last one, life is a puzzle. Planning fits the pieces together. And even if you don't complete the puzzle by the end of that period of time, that's absolutely cool as well. So your work, your family, your hobbies, all of these sort of random sort of moving parts, they're kind of scattered. When you plan, it kind of aligns them all. It aligns your time and your energy, and it makes space for what matters most without the overwhelm, because the overwhelm affects us all. If I sort of didn't try and get those pieces in alignment, then I most definitely would get overwhelmed with the 9 to 5, with parenting, with my own health and well-being investment every day, with content creation, with business development, with my own postgraduate study, with my own sort of home DIY projects, with my continued practice, or let's say exploration of my creativity, whether it's painting or doing something like that. If I thought about, oh gosh, I've got so much to do, yes, absolutely, I would get overwhelmed. But by doing a few things like habit stacking, writing down lists, having a direction, oh my goodness me, I've achieved more in sort of the period of time in my life now when I have way more on my plate compared to when I've not had as much on my plate and I've just been sort of overwhelmed sometimes. And this is going to be my insight at the very end of this tutorial, this video. Sometimes we also get quite attached to our script of, oh, I'm doing so much. Oh, I have so much going on. And before you know it, you've kind of wired your brain. It's like a mantra. You've told yourself, I have too much going on. Whatever I'm doing right now is just so demanding, and it's going to be really hard for me to complete these things. Instead of, I'm chipping away at everything. I've got a good routine. I'm habit stacking. I'm ensuring I get to that. I put a 10 or 15 minute timer on. And before I know it, it was so hard just to get sort of start. But once the 10 minutes were up, I'm like, oh, let's repeat that 10-minute timer. So there's all these little things that you can do. And when it comes to business, I realize that this list has probably been much more on the personal side. But for business, for your job, for your professional life, without having that sort of plan on a paper, whether it's a 1-pager or a few bullet points, without having that there, you're kind of just doing that thing where you're winging it and hoping for the best. And I absolutely accept that there's always going to be that aspect, that element to our journey as entrepreneurs or leaders or creators. But we've got to be able to feel not only confident ourselves in where we're going and how we're going there, but we've got to instill that confidence in others, especially if we need their buy-in, especially if we need their support and their advocacy. So whether it's the advocacy of a business partner, an external stakeholder, or the advocacy and the buy-in from your kid during Easter holidays, you're going to need to instill some confidence in them, show them that you've got this, that you absolutely are steering the ship, that there's going to be goalposts, milestones, check-in points, and that they just need to sort of try and stay on course with you as much as possible. And that can take the panic out. We don't want to be panic merchants. We want to just try and glide as much as possible. I don't even like the swan metaphor analogy. Tell me which one. I don't like that, because the idea of being so frantically exhausted under the surface and just gliding on top, I don't think it's helpful either. We don't want to be frantically burnt out and just sort of masking it. We want to just feel like we're gliding, not plowing through things. So that's what planning does for you. I hope this has helped you. Welcome if you're new to my channel. I've been in media and comms and PR and the creator world for 20 something years. I'm also a multidisciplinary creative, a holistic practitioner, currently studying systems thinking at postgraduate level, and so much more available in the description that you can sort of find ways to basically get in touch with me. So please do explore those, and I'll see you in the next video. So far every Monday and Friday, and sometimes some bonus little shorts and short videos. Thank you so much for your time and attention. They're the most precious things that we have. I'm so appreciative that you've given that to me, to Serena's Playbook. See you in the next one.